G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is the Sniper Rifle System 99 Anti-Materiel Rifle. And if you're familiar with the Halo series, specifically the Halo Reach game, you probably recognize this sniper rifle off the bat. So this thing right here is a semi-highly customizable standalone weapon that is added with the Halo pack that I showed the grenade launcher of for the first little thing I did on it. Now you might notice the mag is like that. That is because this thing by default uses assault rifle animation, so I just came in and made the animations akin to the handmade rifle so I can actually have a proper reload on it. Unfortunately, in the preview transform, that's what we're looking through now, the mag is a little bit there, so that's kind of annoying, but when we get into the gameplay it'll be fine in the right spot. Anyways, the attachments are as follows. You've got this thing going for just basic semi-auto receivers here. You can pretty much find the same thing on your assault rifles. For the barrels, we'll just put a vented barrel on, which gives you 55,000 range, which is absolutely insane. This probably can attack things outside of rendered distance, which is interesting. For the stock, we'll put on the enhanced stock there. This thing, while it has high recoil, I think better aim with scopes. Oh wait, no, never mind. I think the recoil compensating stock, because I just remembered this thing doesn't have any scope sway, so we'll just leave it as a recoil compensating stock, and we'll go for a quick eject mag here. And this was just an experimental one to actually get this thing working, so disregard that one. That one doesn't actually exist. And yeah, of course we've got a legendary effect on this if we wanted to. Instigating is definitely very tempting on this, but we're getting 739 damage out of this already, so we should be relatively okay to take on Gunner's Plaza in this shape. So without further ado, let's head there and see what it can do. Okay, here we are in Gunner's Plaza, and this is what this thing looks like in first person. And in third person, the animations don't line up quite as well, but it's an improvement on what we had before with the reload. So yeah, it's a little less distracting having better reloads. Anyways, look at that turret, and if you can hear that, yeah, this thing makes those same glorious sounds that it does in its respective games. So we'll go ahead and take out all of these gunners as quickly as possible. The no scope sway on this thing makes this thing a cinch to aim, although something I'm wondering here is why the ammo capacity is 5 and not 4, because obviously that's what the ammo capacity is in universe in Halo, so something's gone wrong here. Now the thing here weighs 88 pounds, which is absolutely ludicrous. And I do understand that the Spartans, it's like power armor, it augments their strengths and servo electronics and all that nonsense, so maybe that explains why they can hold it, and obviously the elites are much bigger and stronger than humans, so it makes sense for them to hold a weapon like this. But 84 pounds, you could carry around 2 fat mans and still be less encumbered than that, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But what does it mean for you? Not really a lot, except it's going to take up a lot of your weight capacity, and also you get a little bit of a movement penalty. I'm not actually moving all that fast here, and I'd be moving even slower if I didn't have 2 sprinters effects on me. So yeah, I'm moving a little bit faster than anyone would as standard, but in terms of damage, whilst this thing's not a suppressed weapon, we're still doing pretty good. I should mention that the ammo it does fire is not the vanilla 50 cal rounds, it's actually like UNSC 50 caliber NATO rounds, and that's interesting. But you can make the ammo the same way you make this gun and get that gun. You just go to a chemistry station and make it there, which means no level list injection, which is kind of nice because I kind of like my enemies not having all the cool guns and having that specifically for me. But maybe in future iterations of this mod we'll see stuff like that pop up. Kill this turret, and down it goes. And now we can move on to the melee gunner in here. Now sprinting doesn't incur the movement penalty, so as long as you're sprinting you should be moving at good speeds. You could actually do this in the vanilla game with something like a Gatling laser, which does slow you down slightly, but not as much as this, so that's fine. Anyway, we'll go ahead and just hip fire these last people. That should be good there. The hip fire on this one is very good. Maybe it's that sort of made to mimic what the hip fire would be like in with the Spartans in Reach, because I just playing the original Halo, I remember the hip fire with this thing was pretty good. Even though it's not the same weapon, it's basically the same thing. Anyways, we'll go ahead and scope in and kill the last few here. You've ducked behind somewhere I can't see you, and whilst this long scope here is a little bit obstructive and I think a little bit too long range for Gunner's Plaza, we seem to be scoping in nice and fine. Yeah, it seems to be going alright. And with this turret dead, that was the SRS99 AMR in Gunner's Plaza there. And ooh, there's a chest there. I don't think I've ever noticed that before, but yep, it's a pretty good weapon. You can do a lot of good damage with it, although for a stealth character, if you want to keep yourself hidden all the time, like Winter, yeah, the non-silenced nature of it presents a little bit of a problem. But anyways, we'll go ahead and kill some super mutants now. Right, in Fallons once again, and right off the bat we've been sort of detected, so we want to move through this quickly. Now the good thing about using an unsuppressed weapon here is you can sort of draw the enemies out too, which is nice, and we'll see what we can do against these super mutant warlords who are exceptionally tanky, and as you can tell are able to take 50 cal bullets to the face and sort of shrug it off after a bit. You're coming in close, so we'll just go ahead and just sneak attack crit you in the head. Now in terms of the fire rate on this weapon, I've actually been holding it back a little bit. You can actually fire about as fast as you can pull the trigger, which is nice, but obviously whilst looking through the scope that's a little bit impractical because you want your aim to be nice and steady whilst you're looking down the scopes. But anyway, I think we've got someone around here who's going to be close enough for me to hip fire to death. But for now, we're still in a caution state, so we'll keep on with this half stealth kind of stuff. Okay, now we're in danger, and these guys are proving to be very, very tanky indeed. So you'll go ahead and we'll just get nice and close to you and do the quick burst of 5 bullets there. And as you can tell there, you can really reel out the damage with this thing if you get close enough to let them have that full 5 burst, which is unrealistic in terms of probably what you'd expect from this thing in Halo, but it's certainly a good way to deal a lot of damage. I mean, if a giant hulking Spartan who's like 12 feet tall can't fire that weapon that fast, then why would a small lass without even wearing power armor be able to do that? Who knows? These are questions that I will not answer. But anyways, yeah, we're getting rid of these super mutants pretty well. The only reason we are not entirely found right now is probably because of how overpowered Sneak is. In normal circumstances, they'd probably have found me by now and would be shooting directly at me. Oh, good aiming there. But no, these guys are super mutants and they're dumb. And you know what? Since you're dumb enough to just look at me like that, you get a crit. And not even with a crit to the face can we kill these guys in one shot. So yeah, tanky super mutant warlords. Not my favorite dudes to fight, would you believe? Okay, we're still in danger, probably from over there, so you know what, this is a good time to get some of the range of this thing shown off here, because this is probably about furthest I've been able to shoot this thing so far, because Gunner's Plaza is so damn... Wow, you've got a great aim on you, by the way, super mutant. Although I shouldn't... those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Alright, hopefully we can get you killed with the one sneak attack critical. Nope, not quite. That's unfortunate. We'll just have to follow it up. And one thing I'm noticing here is we're not getting the sniper perk coming in, so that's interesting. I'm pretty sure this character has all of the perks and has showed off with the sniper perk before, but yeah, for whatever reason this thing doesn't quite knock people down. And wow, Rad Roach, okay. Yep, they're pulling all the punches today, boys. And one more. Yep, another Rad Roach. You've earned yourself a crit to the face. He survived it somehow. Not many can survive a crit to the face unless you're a super mutant warlord or probably Swan, but that Rad Roach seemed to do the trick as well. So there you have it. That was the SRS90 AMR, or 99 AMR, sorry Halo fans, I just trashed your gun. And yeah, not in Gunner's Plaza, in Fallon's apartment store, chockers full of super mutants, this thing can still get you over the line, although you're going to need to take a lot of follow-up shots. Anyways, we'll move on to Swan now, because sometimes super mutant warlords aren't the only tanky dudes you got to fight in a day. Righto, so there's one over there. Time to test this weapon to its limits by killing him. So we'll go for the start of this fight just shooting him in the head as much as we can. And as you can tell there, we're getting a lot of these hits and VATs, which is kind of good and not really in character for a giant rifle. But anyways, off to a pretty good start there. So yeah, in terms of balance, this thing isn't seeming to be doing too bad. You've got that vapor trail that you usually get from using this thing in Halo Reach, which is kind of nice, and we'll go ahead and just shoot him as fast as possible because we can fire this thing as fast as we damn well please, and as long as we're on target, we're in good shape. Don't have to aim through the scope on this thing because it'll give us too much of a zoom in and it'll slow our movements down, so it'll cause even more problems than it's worth. We'll go for a few crits here just because I want some of these cinematic shots with the sniper. Oh god, it's too close. Yeah, the VATS camera doesn't really work for this thing unless it gives me one where it's supposed to be like a long barrel type thing, but yeah, it's not really working. But yep, what is working is the damage on this, which is pretty good, and I unfortunately... Oh, okay, that was weird. The camera sort of glitched out for a second. It's still glitching out. That was trippy. I think we're okay now. I think we're in a position to keep raining down 50 cals on him, which is good, and hopefully he'll never get around to hitting me. Now every time you see me get that 964 damage or whatever, that's because I'm shooting him in the head, and that gives me a decent damage multiplier. So if you're going to continue to throw those rocks at me, that's actually going to work in my favor because you'll put me into nerd rage, and then I can go ahead and kill you even easier. He threw a rock at something else and he sort of got bored with me, so I think it's time to just put him down, and that'll be our swan finish for the day. Alright, he's coming up. Don't let him drop his armor on me or I'm dead, but there we go. There's a convenient level up there, and no need to have a stim pack now. We're all safe, and I keep opening this damn thing up. I just wanted to turn the flashlight on. Double tap to make sure, and he is very dead indeed. And you know what, we'll go for one more monster. We'll chuck some crazy legendary effect on this to make it better, I reckon. Okay, so we've got the Deadeye effect wizard, which is admittedly not that crazy, but we'll get into this ghoul here and see what kind of damage we can do. First shot there with the sneak attack critical, we're doing alright. And we'll sort of back away and make sure we can get as much hits on him as possible. Although the scope is a little bit too much sometimes and you can't bloody see where he's coming from. Wait for him to sort of pop up his head, and then we'll kill it again, hopefully. There it is, and I lost sight of it. There it is. We'll keep on hitting its head. He's mutated now, which means he's going to instantly kill me, which is kind of scary. We'll pop a reload just quickly, and we'll get more bullets into his head. Missed the last one, which is unfortunate, but I think it is time to go out and sit here. I think this is a good spot. I don't think ghouls particularly like water, so he'll continue to sort of run away. Yep, looks like it. And yeah, that seemed to work well. He's going to go over there, which is close to those Norwegian bloody sailors that are all ghouls. And yeah, that's kind of neat that he can't get out here. Although I really wish this thing was affected by the sniper perk, because being able to knock him down would be absolutely brilliant. But we're in caution now, and if we need to, we've got a fallback point line with turrets, so I think we should be fine to sort of scope him out a little bit. Looks like we've got a couple of raiders up here. They might actually be aggroed by that giant ghoul that is going around. Can I get another shot on you? Wow, he's really dug himself in, hasn't he? That's his arm there. Can we blow his hand off? We can do some sort of damage. It probably didn't do a lot, seeing as we only hit his arm. That's probably only a small damage multiplier there compared to the head, but he's still around here. He's still doing that dance, and wow, it's going to be really hard to hit his head like that, but we managed to make him turn around a little bit, and now he's detected us again. We'll try to stay away from that. He's coming in. We've activated the Deadeye effect, coming out of the scope, and we'll just kind of hit him with as fast hipfire as possible. Recoil compensating stock, must be working wonders here to reel in that recoil, but almost dead. All we need to do now is just quickly scope in. I think I hear a Mirelurk behind me. Yep, just a going Mirelurk. If you wouldn't mind, I'm kind of busy right now, and yeah, Just gotta find out where that bloody ghoul went, and then we'll be golden. Oh, there he is. Okay, that was good. We killed him like that. And I think we'll go ahead and track down that last Mirelurk, and then we'll call it a day for this weapon. So there you have it. That was the SRS99 thingy. It's a lot of things and letters to remember for a sniper. It's a Halo Reach sniper. Come on, we'll just leave it at that. And it is a pretty damn good weapon, although the animations needed to be sort of patched in, and pretty badly patched in, to be honest. But yeah, it works well enough. That the textures and meshes are great since they are ports, and yeah, really impressed with this thing, and I'm keen to see what this modder does next. There's some assault rifles worth looking at, but not until they actually get these animations up and running. So until then, I'm going to put this mod on hold. But if you'd like to see this weapon in your game, be sure to check out the description. It is only on PC, sorry. So Xbox One, you have to actually play Halo to use this weapon, which is probably a better thing to do. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys.